The OneAcademy is the heart of our company. Cryptocurrency is not an easy product. It's a very innovative product based on technology and based on very, very complex concepts. For us to be part of this financial revolution, to be part of cryptocurrency and of a community, we need to understand exactly what we do and what we talk about. And this is why we have the OneAcademy. The OneAcademy provides you with concepts, provides you with explanation on cryptocurrency and on the financial world. I would encourage everybody to join the courses, to do the certificates, and to understand thoroughly how to use cryptocurrency, what cryptocurrency is, and how we can change the world by using cryptocurrency. OneAcademy. Learn today, lead tomorrow.
Good day all. Good evening, good day to all in the Caribbean, and good night to those in the rest of the world from the Caribbean. Welcome to OneAcademy Zoom Call 2020. We certainly appreciate you being on the call with us. My name is Wayne Wilson, and I'm from the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. It's a very sunny, warm day here in the Caribbean today. As I said, I'm your host, and I want to remind you why we are here. Our founder, Dr. Roja Inatova, has said that we learn today to lead tomorrow, a very profound statement. What is OneAcademy? OneAcademy is an innovative e-learning platform covering a broad range of topics, including finance, areas such as financial analysis, asset management, Forex, the stock exchange, cryptocurrency, and more. Our mission is to provide our students with with the guidance and educational material needed to achieve financial literacy. OneAcademy was developed by financial experts and academics. It is highly structured and easy to understand. You learn at your own pace and can become a part of the future of global financial reset. Our intention is to give you a unique sense of understanding and facts which you can use to enhance your knowledge and daily lives, as well as promote our core product, OneAcademy, and the benefits of our ecosystem. I encourage you to take copious notes to assist you in your quest to become certified, knowledgeable, and wise business leaders and money investors. Our presenter today is none other than Mr. Kester Beale from the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. So without any further ado, and I know Mr. Beale is ready and raring to go, I hand over the call to Mr. Kester Beale.
Thank you, Wayne. Yes, good day all. Regardless of what part of the world you are from, I'm hoping you have a fantastic day, evening, night. We started on Monday speaking about healing the world. That's where we started. Let us think about healing the world. The information contained herein and dispensed is not designed to be a source of financial information, nor shall it be construed as such. One Life is not an investment company. The images, and of course videos in this presentation, are the property of their respective owners. Our OneAcademy. The objective of these OneAcademy calls is to provide you with additional research and interpretations of the lesson in your back office, with a view to encouraging you and ensuring that you successfully complete the first level of your OneAcademy. We encourage you to get into your manual and ardently study the principles, both from a theoretical and practical standpoint. Prior to breaking off the OneAcademy course last year, 2019, we consistently asked for topics we need to put emphasis on. That option is still open. It can even be via private messaging to one member of the team. Having an army of qualified OneAcademites not only increases our educational quotient, but gives us more than simply a voice when things begin to change. And they have begun to change. Step up to the level 1 challenge. The OneAcademy team is in your corner. We ran through equality. Understand everyone has the same support available to them, so they're being treated equally. Then we jump to equity, where everyone has an equal chance to attain their goals. And then liberation, where there are no blockages or blockades. It comes as a result of education, dedication, application, just to name a few. As I said, that helping hand you're searching for, it's at the end of your own arm. Just educate yourself. And then we went to a video, the President Imran Khan of Pakistan, indicating that the Chinese took 700 million people out of poverty in a period of 30 years. That by itself tells you that it is possible. And after the video, we went and checked the key points. What constitutes inequity and equity? Investing in yourself. Removing inflation. Present day, blockchain. That provides accountability. Poverty alleviation. 700 million out of poverty. And then we asked the question, what is the route? We stopped here on Monday. What is the route to take our people out of poverty? What type of mindset is required? Of course, consistency is one. The answer you're searching for is in your back office. Reading and understanding this book. Everyone needs to understand that hard work can pay off. Of course, hard work plus education, knowing what you are getting involved in, understanding what is needed. So, I originally had a video on donut economics from Kate Warwick, but we had a panel discussion on that a couple of weeks ago. So, Kate Warwick, and another one of her calls.
What is the discipline of economics and why it needs an upgrade for the 21st century? My name is Kate Rainwood, and I trained as an economist 20 years ago, specializing in the economics of developing countries. Over the past 20 years, I've worked for the Overseas Development Institute in Zanzibar, for the United Nations Development Programme in New York, for Oxfam, and for the Environmental Change Institute now at Oxford University. And this journey has led me to explore development issues from many, many different angles, including poverty alleviation, economic growth, social justice, and environmental degradation. And it's brought me back to questioning the paradigm of economics that I was taught. and which continues to be taught in the vast majority of universities today. So this is my personal starting point for discussing the discipline of economics with you. We all know that economics matters. Its concepts and language pervade public life. On the television news, in the newspapers, and the state of the economy often makes headlines. The power of economic language is recognised well by politicians too, and so they often draw on it. When the UK's former Prime Minister, Tony Blair, wanted the UK and indeed the world to act on climate change, he commissioned a leading economist, Nicholas Stern, to write a review on the economics of climate change. And for the first time, the issue got the attention of the business community, and that helped bring climate change concerns into ministries of finance and planning. And this snapshot takes us into one of the most powerful meeting rooms in the world. It's a meeting of the finance ministers and bank governors of the G20 countries. When they get together, their representation brings with it well over 80% of the world's financial resources. And if you want to be up to date with current affairs, you will probably read this magazine cover to cover. Of course, we're all economists in practice because we're embedded in the global economy as consumers purchasing goods and services, while knowing but rarely getting to see the long international supply chains of production that lie behind them, and with their complex social and environmental impacts. We're economists when we save or invest as pension holders or shareholders. As citizens and voters, we can call on our government to reshape the rules of the economy. As students, we're counted as the human capital of the future. As workers, we provide the labour force of the present. And as parents, we juggle caring for the retired workers of the last generation and raising the workers of the next generation with participating ourselves in today's workforce. And as one of many species living on this planet, we all depend on nature's resources as the foundation of all economic wealth that we generate. So what exactly could you expect to find if you wandered into a department of economics? Let's start by going back to the roots, to the very first edition of The Economist, which was published in the 3rd century BC and was written by the Greek Xenophon. Xenophon coined the term out of ekos, meaning household, and nomos, meaning rule or custom. So economics originally meant something like household management. And Xenophon's treatise aimed to document the skills and attributes of a good household manager. But in his meaning, economics was literally management at the level of the household. To get beyond that, we need to jump forward around 2,000 years to when James Stewart, a Scottish lawyer and landowner, wrote the first ever treatise on the economics of managing a nation or a state. And he named the subject political economy. As he wrote, economy in general is the art of providing for all the wants of a family. So the science of political economy seeks to secure a certain fund of subsistence for all the inhabitants, to obviate every circumstance which may render it precarious, to provide everything necessary for supplying the wants of the society, and to employ the inhabitants in such manner as naturally to create reciprocal relations and dependencies between them, so as to supply one another with reciprocal wants. I think this is a really interesting quote because it touches on so many issues that have shaped the later development of economics. First, you can see highlighted in blue, Stewart says that household economics is an art, but he claims that political economy is a science. He was no doubt inspired in his time by Enlightenment thinking and the scientific revolution, and was seeking to establish this discipline as a science alongside the natural sciences, which had so recently made huge developments. He also defined political economy in terms of what it seeks to do. So he was defining it in relation to a series of goals. The goals picked out are there in green: to secure a fund of subsistence for all of the inhabitants, to ensure that it is not precarious, to meet the wants of a society, to employ people, there's a focus on jobs there right from the very start, and to create reciprocal relations and dependencies, in essence to create a self-sustaining economic community. So in this very first definition of political economy, Stewart had already touched on two major strands in defining the discipline of economics. First, its methodological status and analytical approach, and second, its focus or object of study. And we'll briefly explore both of these. 10 years after Stewart, Adam Smith famously published The Wealth of Nations. And following him, there was a succession of founding fathers of economics, among them John Stuart Mill, Léon Walras, William Stanley Jevons and Karl Marx, all the way through to John Maynard Keynes in the 1930s. In terms of shaping the methodology of mainstream economic thought, two of these men played a critical role. The Frenchman, Walras, and the Brit, Jevons, had both observed the success of Newton's laws of motion and equilibrium. You could say they had physics envy. And so they were keen to demonstrate that economics could be an equally rigorous science. As Walras said himself, he sought to create a science of economic forces analogous to the science of astronomical forces, while Jevons insisted that all branches and divisions of economic science must be pervaded by certain general principles. And so they constructed economic theories that worked as a direct analogy to Newton's mechanical laws, describing economic factors as forces and presenting market interactions as an equilibrium between supply and demand. The implications of this analogy, which many would agree was not a wise move, still live on in the discipline of economics today, and we'll return to this later. But what of the second issue in defining economics that was raised by Stewart, the focus or object of economic study? Open an economics textbook today, and you're likely to find a definition of economics, something like one of these, but they actually differ subtly from one another. Some define it as a study of human behavior. Others say it's about the choices that individuals and others make. Others still say it's a study of how human beings coordinate their wants and desires. Others would say it's about how society manages its scarce resources. What's common to all of these is that none of them propose goals for the economy, as Stewart did. Instead, they focus on understanding how processes work. And in making this shift from specifying goals for the economy to understanding how the economy works, economists have often claimed that their discipline is therefore now value-free, calling it positive rather than normative economics. Given so many possible definitions of exactly what the study of economics is, it's hardly surprising that the economist Jacob Weiner suggested simply that economics is what economists do. Well, if that's the case, then we should care very much indeed who the economists are, and particularly how they have perceived the world. It's not hard to spot that all the founding fathers of today's mainstream economics were well-off white European men, many of them writing during the UK's and then Europe's Industrial Revolution. So we should be asking ourselves how their personal lives, their politics, their historical contexts may have shaped their views of the economic world, both in terms of the methods that they sought to use and the aims that they proposed for economics. Each of us has a worldview that is a framework of ideas and beliefs through which we as individuals and societies interpret the world. And that worldview is going to shape how we conceive of everything, including the discipline of economics. As the economist Schumacher said in the 1960s, what matters is the toolbox of ideas with which, by which, through which we experience and interpret the world. And the good news for that toolbox is that a far wider range of people today call themselves economists or influence the discipline of economics from outside it. And this diversity of worldviews has helped to start generating a much broader conception of what economics should be about and how it should be done. In the next section, I'll give an example of just how much of an important difference to economic analysis that broader conception can make.
Okay. There we have it. Kate Rainwood once again, the lady who brought up donut economics, giving us the insight of economics, and in the process, giving us an idea of how we got to where we are now. Economists don't have a clue. They moved from art into science. Economics, as was said, was more about household management. At that time, it was an art. But economists, as she said, having a physics envy, wanting to be as flamboyant as persons like Isaac Newton, began to employ the laws of motion, etc., into economics. And have made a fine mess. I recommend listeners here today who have not, and even if you have, go back and look at the Hidden Secrets of Money, Mark Maloney. There are 10 parts. Standard move by countries, governments being advised by the economists after hyperinflation, print your way out of inflation. Definitely not so. We are here learning today so we can lead tomorrow. Understanding economics, knowing economics, what works and what does not. So we asked about equity, having passed through equality into equity, and we seek liberation. So as George Orwell said in Animal Farm, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. I venture to say Mr. Orwell got this statement from the mouth of an economist. So where do we go from here? What's our next move? Donut economics? We need to understand that we need to work hard and pull our weight so that everyone can be treated fairly. There are those who may have more skill sets than the other. We can teach. In fact, Dr. Ruja Ignatova had more skill sets than we had. And that's why we are here today. Climbing out of the hole. Inequality is what we experience now. Into equality, on through equity, and finally, liberation. At this juncture, I would like to hand the call back over to my able-bodied host.
Wow, wow, wow. Kes, once again, thank you for sharing information that I hope, not only open, but increase the yearning and the appetites of those on the call. Thank you very much for that presentation. very, very much. It was very, very enlightening once again. So we move on. Today, we have our merchant of the day, and I'm going to introduce her shortly, but I would like to just say this. We have so many merchants that every week we are going to be highlighting to make sure we get the information out there. Just as we saw on our call yesterday, it was very enlightening to see the many other parts of the world and the merchants that we have really putting in the work to really expose and increase our platform. So today, I want to introduce Mrs. Zinette Alexander. She has many years experience in sales. She's presently in the insurance, sorry, let me start that over. Sales in the insurance industry, as well as household furnishings. She is now a real estate agent and has for the past 2 years been a member of OneLife and OneAcademy. Upon becoming a member, she wasted no time in becoming a merchant and registering her business, namely Signature Styles, on our e-commerce platform Deal Shaker. She is also a proud mother of 5 and a grandmother of 2. So it gives me great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to bring on to this call today to speak on about our Deal Shaker platform, Mrs. Zinette Alexander. Zinette, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much for the
Great.
introduction, Wayne.
You're welcome.
Good day, everybody. Hi, everyone. So, well, a lot of you on the call would know me, and you would know about me because, you know, we would have gone through over how I became involved in OneLife and all that. And it was through Ivan and Michelle. And as Wayne said, I'm a real estate agent, and I've always been in sales of some sort ever since I knew myself. It's something I always did. So when I joined, when I came on board with our OneLife Academy and I started to get the education, as he said, I wasted no time in becoming a merchant because I saw the opportunity there to take a hobby that, you know, something I liked and make it into a profitable business, you know. And being that we're in the internet age right now, online, and with the advent of this pandemic now, you see well where everything is online now, you know. So the vision that Dr. Ruja had in her brilliance, she developed this ecosystem that has allowed us to partake in so many different aspects. You know, I'm a merchant. I do the financial education and I have gotten immense training from it. And I'm also into the Forex market. Now, with the advent of this pandemic now, a lot of businesses are closed. My profession is practically down to nil, with just a few people asking for rentals and stuff. But real estate has sort of, you know, gone into a lag now. But because of this ecosystem, I am allowed to still earn. As a merchant, I can earn and I can also shop on the Deal Shaker because there are many merchants there who have everyday stuff that we need, household stuff, groceries and stuff, market stuff, vegetables, you know. And I'm also, will start very soon as I just finished doing my Forex course and training. And I will shortly be trading live on the market. So I have a third source of income, which now is allowing me during this lag in my core business to be able to still earn an income, you know. And Dr. Ruja, as I said, in her brilliance, when she made up this ecosystem, she gave us an opportunity to tap into, if not one, but all aspects of the ecosystem, which allows us to earn. So we are very lucky, those of us who are in OneLife, to still have a means, at least most of us, we decided on what sort of merchant you are, where you can still earn through the Forex system and through the deal shaker. And I find that to be such a great opportunity. I would encourage anybody, you know, to become a part of this system. And I would like to say that, you know, the leadership is second to none. We have people who really help us. They are there for us. They encourage us and they support us. And that is something that is core in any company. You know, that is what makes or breaks a company, I believe. You know, and we have a lot of them to thank. And I would like to thank Michelle and Ivan for their support and encouragement. Cordell, you know, Mr. Carabay, and they on the D Shaker, Eric, and I may not be able to name everybody. But we really have a great opportunity here, folks. And I pray that you all would encourage your friends and family to join the call so that I get to find out more about what our business is about and see how much we know in this, as you all know, the hard economic times that is coming ahead and probably is already here, you know, where we can afford somebody an opportunity to earn something, you know. So I thank you very much for having me on the call. And I hope that my presentation, you know, was encouraging to somebody.
Wow, Zena, don't run away as yet.
Right.
And I can say I am certain there's somebody who, you know, was wondering if I could really do this thing. And every time we share information like this, we encourage others. So what you shared, I'm certain encourage somebody. But I just want to ask you one question, Zena, because we're in a business, and we're in a business where, you know, people could be also wondering, I wonder if this thing really working in the state this world is in. So I want you to just share with me or with everyone your view on how, you know, the Deal Shaker platform was able to, even if it's one product on the platform that moved, how for you it felt being able to move your first product on the platform.
Oh, it was a wonderful experience. My first Deal Shaker was 2 Christmases ago, and we had it at the Center of Excellence. And well, as you can see, this is one of the arrangements that I did for just for this presentation this morning. And then there's another one in the back there. I don't know if you've seen it that well, you know. So I was able to sell all of my product moved the first Deal Shaker I attended. And because I did sell for 100% coins on that particular Deal Shaker. But the other Deal Shaker, I attended, especially the last one we had in San Fernando, everything moved well. I had deals, I had different kinds of deals. I had some at 50%, you know, some at 75%. And it was very encouraging. The merchants, and they saw the benefits, of it, you know, because I believe with the Deal Shaker, it's more affordable than if I have to go out there and sell it and try to move my product. I used to do this seasonally, meaning like for Mother's Day and probably for Christmas, you know, but I was also this year able to do some stuff for Valentine's Day. I had some sales for Valentine's Day because the Deal Shaker in Sandal was held on Valentine's Day. So remember, this is an online business. I used to depend on people just passing by a day or two before Christmas, or a day or two, you know. You had to rent a tent, you had to rent a chair, you had to do, you know, a lot of different things that would have upped your expense. But with this now, I don't have to do anything. I can stay from my home and I can showcase a product and get it sold. You know, and that is amazing. I don't have a rent to pay. I don't have to rent a tent. I don't have to do any of these things. All
Incredible.
I have to do.
Zinette, just do me one quick favor. So Ivan has some of your deals up on the screen for everybody to see. So I don't know if you want to just quickly, a couple of seconds, just to share, you know, what is up on the screen right now.
Oh boy, I don't have my glasses with me.
Oh.
But this is I'm not too sure. Maybe I can't see.
One of the floral arrangements.
It's a little shady there, the writing, so I can't see it.
Oh,
but this is
okay.
50%. This is 50%. I believe this arrangement is around 450. I'm not too sure if I'm correct. Around 450, and this is 50% coins and 50% fiat. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not too sure what the
incredible.
prices I have there. This is also another one.
Yeah, it's a bit.
And what
yeah.
I do is I would normally let people know they can place an order according to style, whether they want something small, something tall, what color scheme they want it to be in, you know, so I can customize what they want. You know, so Mother's Day is coming up. So,
Incredible, yes, and that's one of the things I
I'll
want
have
you
to
to
be doing
highlight
some
here.
deliveries.
And I'm sure you won't
Yes.
won't have any problem in getting that done. We will make sure that that gets done. So once again,
Yes.
that I want to
So
thank
as long
you.
as I could
Yeah.
wrong a little bit. Yes.
I
So
want to
thank you,
thank
Wayne.
you. You're welcome, Zinette. I want to thank you for sharing. Thank you very much. And as Michelle said this morning, you're our grandmother again. So I just wanted to put that in there. So once again, Zinette, I want to thank you for sharing on the platform. It was
Thank
nice
you, Wayne.
having you
It's
on.
good
You're
to
welcome.
see you. I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah. Right?
All right.
So we will see. Take care. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us today on our Lunch and Learn session. I want to thank everyone for coming on. And once again, as we say, one's out.